Okay, so this video I'm going to show you how to use a locked off figure 8 as a belay device when you're saddle hunting, particularly one stick saddle hunting with a rappel rope. So for this scenario, I'm thinking back to many times, especially that October time frame when a lot of saddle hunters last few years are making a switch over to one sticking and rappelling. And it is very common. I've seen that the belay devices, the more popular belay devices or mechanical descenders, will be sold out and hard to get, and there'll be a backlog. However, figure 8's almost always easy to come by. They're relatively inexpensive. They're not particularly hard to find or expensive. So this is a great option for you. I always keep a figure 8 of some type on me when I'm hanging at height doing anything. So I'm going to be using a friction hitch. This particular video I'm using a Klemheist. It's just one of my favorites. It could be a Prusik. The key thing here though is that I tied this out of a little bit longer. I wanted a little more standoff between the point where my rope was actually grabbed by the friction hitch and I was connected down here to my bridge. So also for this video, I always climb with my bridge, my adjustable bridge, pretty tight to my body. I like to simulate a climbing harness when I'm doing this. So this is pretty simple. A locked off figure 8 is really easy to install. And so assuming I'm at hunting height, I'm locked off, I'm in the tree where I want to be, my friction hitch is holding me, I've climbed up with my one stick, and here I am. I'm at hunting height and I want to install my figure 8. I want to do this early on in the evening, but before it gets dark, before I'm trying to do this in the darkness, before my hands get too cold and I'm having trouble fumbling with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a fighter rope through the top of the figure 8. And I'm going to loop it under. And I've got another video, it's just a close-up video showing you how to install this. I'll try to link to it in the video. So again, I'll bring this out. Easy to install this. Grab a bite of rope, push it through the figure 8, run it under the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and lock it off before I even connect it to my bridge here. So at this point, to lock off a figure 8, I'm going to bring it over and behind. And then you can see the friction is going to grab it and keep it from slipping. All right, so at this point, I've got my figure 8 and it's locked off. And I'm going to install it onto my bridge. So one of the things I'm going to make sure I do right here is I'm going to make sure that my tag in or my rappel in is on the outside of my carabiner as I hook it up. And you'll see why that's going to be important in just a second. So I'm hooked up. I've got my locked off figure 8 over here. My original friction hitch is right beside it. Probably use some stealth stripping or some hockey stick tape to quieten it up if I wanted to. But you can see this is going to hold me. Break my friction hitch, and that locked off figure 8 is going to provide friction. It's going to hold me there, so no problems there. One thing that the reason I had you make sure this was outside your carabiner is because when it's time to come down, I'm going to reach up with my guide hand. I'm going to break this friction hitch. So I'm going to bring this rope back over top and unlock it, and this now becomes my brake hand. This is my guide hand. And I'm going to keep this friction hitch tended with my guide hand as I lower myself with my brake hand and I rappel down the tree, walking down the tree. If at any point something happens and I drop my brake, the friction hitch is going to grab me, it's going to stop my descent for me. Fix whatever problem I had, a little tension off that. Now I'm back to guiding with my guide hand and the rope with my brake hand. Something happens, I need to stop. I can come back again, lock my figure 8 back off, right over the top, do whatever I need to do. So if I need to stop and grab sticks on the way down or whatever I need to do, that's an option for you. So again, here's a little look at it. Got my friction hitch attached to one carabiner, my figure 8 attached to another one. If you wanted to, you could do this off one carabiner. You don't necessarily need a second carabiner. I know some people are finicky about opening up the carabiner they're going to be tied to. Also, redundancy is never a bad idea when you're in a tree hunting at height. So you can put both of them on the same carabiner if you wanted to. So there it is. Again, to lock it off, you're just going to bring that rope over the top and let's put some weight on it so that it locks it down into place. So, all right. I hope that helps someone. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. It helps other people find it. And thank you very much for watching.